And in this video we will be putting together the gnome pop-up card. Okay, and we're going to start by putting on our panel pieces. Oh no. Luckily that's the bottom of the card. So there is a slight border around each of these pieces. So you just want to eye that, and my bottle's not working too good, even though I just washed my tip out. So just eyeball that and leave yourself a little bit of a border all the way around. That helped. That's a little bit too much glue on this one. There we go. And the last piece. Okay. And now we're going to fold the card base on all of the score marks. Applying a little more pressure to my panel pieces, making sure they're stuck down good. Fold my tab. So on this, you're going to take it to the score mark that's level with the rest of the card, and then fold it up, and then fold this tab at the top towards you, okay? So fold it down, fold it up, and what it's doing is creating this 1/4 inch gap that you are going to glue down, and then fold this tab up, okay? Do the same process on this side. Okay, now we're going to glue down this 1/4 inch gap. I have to hold this for a few seconds, just make sure it stays. Glue this one. Okay, now we're going to set this piece aside and let that dry. That's why I like to start with that one. I like it to dry. Oh, I've got some, I'm going to do a little bit of inking. This is the piece that goes on the front, and because everything, all 3 pieces are the same color, I'm going to ink around the edges. I'm just using a black because this Kelly green is so dark. I'm just going to ink around my edges. And then glue them in in place on their tab. Now this tab will be, when the card closes, this tab will be sandwiched in the card. So do not use foam tape on this piece because that will affect how the card closes, and it won't close flat for you. And just line that up. Okay, so that piece is done, and we're going to set it aside. So then we have our gnome, and he's sitting on a pot of gold. So I'm going to work with the pot of gold first. And I'm just going to, I guess, hang on. I don't know why I'm going to make this difficult for myself. I'm going to do it glue this down first. And then I'm going to put my gold on next because I want my gnome sitting on it. And I'm going to take I'm going to save the coins to put on after I assemble my gnome. Ink his hat. Then put the band. The band goes on. The band is at a slight angle, so just check to make sure you're going to be putting your band on the correct way. I go ahead and ink the clover while it's sitting there in front of me. I'm going to ink his beard and just a little bit on his mustache, not too much. I think that finishes with that color. Then I'm going to use pink, and I'm going to do it around all the flesh pieces. His nose and his hands and his face. You can go ahead and put his hands on the clover. He is holding that. There we go. Okay. Now his beard, you want to put it up high enough so that it's going to the edge of both sides there, okay? So put that there. And then the next piece that goes on is the hat. And I'm not going to push it down here yet because I want to put my face on and tuck it in that gap. Looks like I didn't get my beard quite high enough, but that's okay because that fills in the space, okay? So he's starting to come together. His beard, I'm gonna put it just right to the brim of his hat. I have a little bit of mouth showing and a little bit of flesh on either side. I thought he looked cute that way, having a little bit of a mouth. I'm going to let the ends of the beard curl up on over his hat. Okay. And then put his nose on. Okay. Then before I start gluing his shoes on, I don't know if I want the coins over his feet or his feet over the coins. I think I want his feet over the coins, okay? So I am going to put the coins on first. I'm just using an old brown I've got for inking. I'm going to start in the middle. I'm just going to kind of cover up the bottom of his clothes here. I guess those are clothes. You can just arrange these in any order you like. There's no right or wrong. And then I kind of do his shoes at a little bit of an angle there. Right on top of the gold. So he's sitting down in there. Okay. And I'm going to put a piece of foam tape here on the clover that he's holding because this should be up above this bottom half of the card, which will be sandwiched inside when it closes. And we'll show you that here in a second. So there is our little Irish man. So here's the card, and the pieces are going to slide into here. And what you have to remember when you work on this is that you have to build it backwards, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold this. And so this line here, which is not at the fold, you're going to insert this and you're going to do it facing away from you. And this one is just a little bit higher. You don't want to push this down flush because we have these stems here. So that's the furthest down I want it to go inside, which is about right there. Okay. I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to put a little glue here and then just glue this down, just straight down onto the flap. Then I'm going to take my leprechaun and turn him away from me and put him right down to the bottom here where this folds up. And it's going to be hard to see because this is the same color, but only put glue on the tab on your leprechaun. Do not glue this whole piece down to the bottom because this piece needs to be able to move. And if you glue this down here, your piece won't move. So we're only putting glue here on the tab on our leprechaun. And make sure you glue this piece as well. This is what lifts the top, having this glued, okay? Then we're going to take these two tabs and put glue on them. It might be a little bit too much. Hope not. And then we're going to fold this over and we are going to glue these together on either side, okay? So if you can see inside here, we're gluing the tabs together. The top tabs and the bottom tabs are gluing together. So you want to really pinch this good, get this stuck down very well. And then you're going to take this tab and just glue your card shut. And there is your leprechaun pop-up card. It's kind of bent because you should probably flatten them out before you put them in. The glue makes them curl a little bit. But there he is. Thank you for joining me.